Welcome to the Blind Justice Podcast, where you discover the insider secrets of injury and accident cases, and all of your law questions get answered. Now, here's your host, Chicago injury lawyer, Scott DeSalvo.
Hey guys, it's Scott and Amelia back answering all your personal injury questions here on the Blind Justice Podcast. Amelia.
Scott, hi.
How are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling great.
Can I tell you my little story?
Please do.
Okay, so I think I may have mentioned it in a podcast before, but a couple of weeks ago I got my car back from the shop.
Yeah.
And it was like, it ended up being like thousands of dollars in repairs.
And that was a long time you
Yeah,
waited
and
for
the
your
car, yes, I did. So I got the car back. It was in great shape.
Good.
I was driving home from work this Friday.
Oh, no.
And the engine overheating light went on.
So, are you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not kidding. So
Stop.
I had to get up early yesterday morning, call the dealer, drop my car off, and I'm in a better loaner now than I was when the long repairs were going on. But I just wanted to...
Dude, no way.
I just wanted to commiserate.
Seriously?
You know what?
The irony. The irony.
You know what they say? They say when a car has been in a serious, serious accident, get rid of it.
Really?
Especially these days with all the electronic sensors and gizmos and doodads.
Yeah.
And I hate to do it because I'm going to take a bath. I'm going to lose so much money if I get rid of that car.
Right.
But what happens if I keep driving it
and
every month or two something goes wrong with it?
Right.
I'm just going to go crazy.
Yeah. No.
So,
I mean,
anyway, that's my sad news for the day,
it's not a
folks.
kid. It's just a car, so you can get rid of it.
Wow. Man, you are brutal. Evidently, you're not a car person.
No, I'm just putting it in perspective for you. Listen,
Okay.
It could be worse.
So,
that's
yeah, I
woof.
don't know. No, well, look, you know what? I wasn't hurt. The car is in good shape. I'm going to knock on wood right now.
Okay, if you could get a different car, let's pretend that you're not going to lose any money. Would you get the same car, or would you do it? Would you go a different direction?
No, you know what I want? I want the car from Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Where you just get in it and it flies you all over the place. You don't even drive it. You just sit in the car.
Right.
And it just takes you places.
Yeah. Does it talk to you, or is that Knight Rider?
I mean, I guess it does talk to you a little bit, but not really. More informational, not conversational.
Yeah, which is, I feel like...
Our podcast is both informational and conversational, but it's not legal advice.
Yeah, thank you.
Only a
Scott.
lawyer in full possession of the facts of your case. Anyway.
I need you to do the entire podcast in that voice. Go.
Creepy 70s radio guy.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Welcome back to WWKRP in
Thanks,
Cincinnati.
Scott.
That's fantastic.
Our sponsor, now for our sponsors, Tampax.
Wow. Hey.
I went there.
Yes, you did. My word. So, folks, we're doing our standard answering legal questions for people. So we got a question from a lady who looks like she got hurt at a nursing home, but while she was working at the nursing home, which is sort of an interesting wrinkle. Amelia, take it away.
I work as a nurse at a nursing home. We are understaffed, and they are constantly short of people to do the work. They had been asking me to lift patients, to bathe, and assist them by myself. I usually do it, but I was lifting a larger woman myself, and I definitely hurt my back. I need this job, but I'm also frustrated with them because they had to know things like this are going to happen. Can I sue this nursing home?
Yeah, so we've talked about it on some of our other, Workers Comp podcasts, but I don't think we've ever answered a question from an employee at a nursing home. No. So here's the deal in Illinois and in most states. If you are injured in the course and scope of your employment, in other words, if you get hurt while you're on the job, then you are very, very likely covered under the workers' compensation laws in your state. And what that means is instead of suing your employer, you file a workers' compensation claim.
Okay.
So it's a completely different kind of case, completely different procedure, completely different damages. So if you get hurt at work, you're going to want a lawyer who has some experience and knowledge about work injury cases, which I do. Now, let's say our writer here, instead of being an employee who hurts her back, let's say she's the one in the wheelchair and a staff member is lifting her up and drops her. And let's say she breaks her leg or hurts her hip. Obviously, the lady in the wheelchair is a resident of the nursing home. She's not working there, so that would be a third-party nursing home case, right? And so that's like takes place at the regular courthouse. You have a jury trial. There's no, hard limit on damages like there is in workers' comp, right? Mm-hmm. So because this lady works for the nursing home, she's probably going to be limited to what is allowed under workers' comp. Mm-hmm. But here's the good news. In workers' comp cases, you don't have to prove that your employer did anything wrong. All you have to do is prove that you got hurt while you were doing your job. And
interesting.
And that certainly sounds like what happened here. Now, in a nursing home case, if the lady in the wheelchair got dropped and got hurt, you do have to prove that the nursing home did something wrong.
Sure.
If you can't prove the nursing home did something wrong, which led to your injury, you can't win the case.
No.
So it's much easier to win a workers' comp case because you don't have to prove anybody did anything wrong.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Right. So workers' comp is designed to protect injured employees, and that's pretty much a situation here. So I would say definitely you have a good case. You don't really say how bad your back injury is, but when you're a nurse in a nursing home, that can be a really grueling job.
Oh, goodness,
and
yes.
It sounds like this is a place that's chronically understaffed and isn't really too worried about the quality of life of their employees. And, this lady probably goes home with aches and pains from doing heavy labor anyway.
Right.
But, she having to lift a larger person by yourself, I mean, you can see why it's a problem. And I would encourage you, ma'am, whatever the heck your name is, to go in and see a doctor and also consult with an attorney.
Right, yeah. I mean, nurses work so hard, and, their whole job is to give so much good care to these elderly people, and what a frustrating thing to not be able to do your job and do it well.
Yeah, I suspect there's a lot of nurses and people who work in nursing homes who are not happy with the way the management runs the place.
I'm sure.
Right?
I've heard nothing but complaints. I have a couple family friends who are nurses, and it's...
Well, and the other thing is, look, it's human nature to blame the front line, right? So,
right.
For example, if you're at a restaurant and takes forever for the food to get there, it's the waitress who gets the crappy tip and the attitude, but it's probably the manager or the whoever's running the kitchen or the cook who's doing a bad job, right?
Yeah.
But
you just don't know.
Because the waitress is the front line.
Right. She's the face.
Right.
Yeah, that's all
and
you
I
see.
think a lot of that happens at nursing homes too. So be nice to nurses.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Please do. They work really hard.
Thanks for listening, folks. If you have any more questions, you can always call my office at 888-HURT-318, day or night, for a free consultation, or obviously to submit a question you'd like answered on the podcast. Or, as I've mentioned a couple of times, I've created a couple of quizzes for you that answer the two most common questions in all injury cases. Do I have a good case, and what is my case worth? Both of those quizzes can be found on my website for free, no obligation, no trade your email address for the quiz. Like, the quizzes are just sitting there with ready for you as a informational resource. You can find them at www.desalvolaw.com/injury quiz and www.desalvolaw.com/case worth. And just like the podcast, they're informational. I hope you enjoy them. I hope you avail yourself of them. And thanks for listening.
Thanks
and
for
we'll
listening.
catch you next week.
See you then.
Thanks for listening. I truly hope that the information in the podcast helps you no matter the situation you find yourself in. But you might need more answers or some more direct help. So there are 3 ways for you easily to find out more and to get help. If you call my toll-free 24-hour helpline, 888-HURT-318, you'll have a couple of options. 888-HURT-318 is my toll-free 24-hour telephone line. You can call that number and speak with my team night or day. First, you can call 888-HURT-318, and you can speak to me for a free consultation about your case or situation. That's always free and no obligation. Second, you can tell the operator that you'd like a free copy of my injury DVD and book. I created the DVD and book, and I give it away for free to injured people who need answers, but who might not be ready to talk to a lawyer yet. Same deal, 100% free, 100% no obligation. information. Third and finally, you can check out my YouTube channel for informative videos about the injury case and claims process, or check out my other podcasts for more information and interesting interviews with people who know different things about various aspects of the law. I've put all of this together to help you and to answer your questions. Now, you can also help me, and I hope that you will. If you enjoyed the podcast and if it helped you at all, please subscribe, and if you can, take a minute and please post a positive review of the show. If you're listening to the podcast on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you know anyone who might enjoy the podcast, please spread the word and share it on Facebook. It's my mission to spread good information to as many people as possible, and your liking and reviewing and subscribing to the podcast helps me get the word out. Thanks again. This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It doesn't substitute for consulting with a lawyer. If you have a case, speak with a lawyer right away.